First, most important thing when you're building these computers is the safety precautions that you have to adhere to, using the right tools, and basically what you need mostly is it's like a screwdriver. That's mostly what you're going to be using throughout the entire process, a screwdriver. So I just want to talk about some of the safety stuff, which is the gold plated area for the parts that you're going to use. So this is how it looks like. The gold plated area, you want to handle the computer parts just this way. Don't touch this. Avoid touching those areas. Alright. So as you can see, this here is your cooling air for your CPU. It's gonna sit right on top. This here is your graphic card. When you order it, that's what it looks like. All this thing comes in a box. This is the gold plated area here. This is your hard drive here. I already have this hard drive on the clip, but I'll show you. But this is your hard drive. You can buy as much memory as you want. This is your DVD drive. The DVD drive here. And this is your TP-Link for Ethernet. Right here, this is the gold plated area. You have to be careful of when you're handling these things. This is your memory card here, gold plated area here. You don't want to touch that. One of the most important piece on the computer here, your CPU. You don't want to touch this gold plated area. Alright, so you handle it this way, right, like that. Alright, this controls everything on your computer. Then your power supply here. Here's your power supply. Your on and off switch. The cable will go here after you're done putting the computer together. There's the fan area here. This always has to point down. And this here is your motherboard. All your cards, your memory, your CPU is all gonna go in this way. Computer tower case. This is the front of it. Alright, this is the inside. I already removed the side panels. There's a side panel here, and there's another side panel here. I already took that off. Alright, let's get started. Yes, this is your motherboard, and if you look at the motherboard, it has holes in them. So you see there's one hole here, one hole here, there's holes here. There's like 6 holes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. All right, so you're gonna align those holes in here. All right, if you look at this, if you look inside carefully, you see that there's some holes in here. All right, so you're just gonna align this easily, nice and smooth. Alright, and make sure the holes are aligned. Alright, you push it, you can see it. You make sure that they're just aligned as you want, and then just start screwing it in. Easy as ABCD. Put your 6 bolts in, and you align it. So you can see the motherboard is already installed. It's already in. Alright, so when you align it, when you look at the back of it here too, this will guide you with the alignment. Alright, make sure this 3 holes slide in here, all your USB connections, all the mouse connections, everything is aligned back here. So the next thing we're going to do is install the CPU. As you can see, this is your CPU slot right here. Here's the cover. If you want to lock it, you lock it this way. If you want to open it, you just push on this arm and lift it up. So we're going to install our CPU. And if you look at the CPU, you see that triangular mark on the side of it. This mark right here. And if you look at your motherboard, there's the same mark here too. Alright, this one right here, that is the triangle arrow right there. So all you're gonna do is to hold it that way, you handle it, and just set it right inside. Alright, make sure it's seated, both arrows pointing the same direction. You slide your cover on like this. You push back to sit and lock, and you don't have to force it. You push it slowly, and then you push the arm down like that. Alright, you feel like a tension in there. So you push it, you slide it on the bottom, and it's locked. So you can see the CPU is installed right in there. The next thing we're going to install is our CPU cooler right here. And I have the thin film zinc compound here on top of the CPU to prevent too much heat generation. So all you're gonna do is you look at the 4 holes on top of the CPU, and you're just gonna align your CPU cooler right on top of it. And it will sit right in there. And then you just push it down. Push it down, you turn this, and it will just hold it right in there. And then your cable, you're gonna find your cable slot connection on your motherboard right here to say CPU cooler. And you just plug it right in there like this. That's it, done. So our CPU cooler is installed. The next thing we're going to install is our memory, and this is your memory slot over here. All right, for this time we're just installing 2 memory, 8 gig. That's all we need. All right, you can add more if you want more speed, but to stay on the budget, it's just all we need is 2. And then you find the slot. All right, and these are your locking tabs. Alright, as you can see, if you push it up, it clips. You push it down, it goes back. So we're just gonna go ahead and just align this with this slot over here. Don't touch the gold plated slot right here, and there's another slot right here, and then you just slide it right in. You push it, it will clip. Right, it clips back in place. Same thing. The next one, you slide it, See, you push it down and it clips. All right, it clips by itself in place. So our memory is complete, it's installed. The next thing we're going to install is our graphic processor card, and that's it here. There's the connection. This is the slot for it on the motherboard, and you can see there's a gap here, there's a gap here. All we're going to do is just align it. All right. So you align it, you don't have to force it, you align it, it goes in place. And then you're going to install your 2 screws on the side right here. All right, that side right here, you're going to install the screws to just hold it in place so it's not shaking. So our graphic control card is graphic processing card is installed. All right, the bolts are already, the screws are holding it right here so it doesn't shake. The next thing we're going to install is our TPU link. That's your Ethernet card right here. You can get a small piece. There's another one if you want. It's also cheap. You can buy this one. All right, there's another TPU link. All right, it's like a Bluetooth thing. All right, there's different of them. So this is the card we're going to use right here. All right, and this is the slot on the motherboard for it. Right, there's the slot, and you can see the gap aligned with the slot. Just align it. And just push it down. That's it. And then you tighten out this screw right here. All right, and then you're done. The next thing we're going to install is your DVD drive. All right, very easy. You have the slot here on the front of the computer casing, and all you're going to do, just slide it right in till it flashes. And then on the side, there are the screws on each side, so you can see one here, one here, one here, one here, and there's other 4 on the side. And all you're gonna do is just screw it in to hold it in place. And once you hold those in place, you look at the back here. These are the cable connections, so you're gonna connect the cable. This is one of the cable here. This one of the cable you're gonna connect, and the other cable will come from the power supply. And I'll show you that. This is your vent for your power supply. Fan. This is your fan here for your power supply. All right, so this has to be in the bottom. All right, so it's very easy. You just slide it in there. Alright, you slide it in there, and then if you look at the front, these are the screws that will hold it in place. Alright, it's aligned, and then you just screw it in place. Just screw this 4 bolts in place, and then you're good. And then after that, you're gonna route these cables. The next thing we're gonna connect here is your hard drive. And this is the tray. These are samples. This is the tray slot in your tower. This is one of the tray slot. Alright, that the hard drive sits on. These are the tabs to lock it in. So we've already aligned the hole to one of the trays for the hard drive, and it's like 4 screws holding it in place. All right, So now that we got it installed, all we got to do is slide it to one of the slots. Just like that. It's aligned. Right? All you do is slide it in and then it clips in just like that. And then the next thing we're going to do is connect the cable on the back of the hard drive. And then we're going to connect the rest of the cables, run it through the cable ways in the motherboard, and then we're going to connect the rest of the cables in the motherboard. Now, as you can see, we have everything connected. This is your computer tower fan. It's connected right up there. That's where it goes. Your power supply here is installed, and this is where it comes in on the motherboard. It's connected. You have your USB for your tower audio connection, and this is where it goes. And then you have this small piece for your power. It's also part of this computer tower case, and it's also plugged in. And this is also part of your USB connection for your tower. It's also plugged in right here, so you can see. Alright, everything else is plugged back in where it's supposed to be. Alright, your CPU cooler fan is plugged in up there. Alright, so you just make sure everything is plugged in. Your zip ties to get it organized in there. Alright, your HDD, your hard drive is also plugged in on the back. And once everything is all connected, good to go. Alright, you have the two cables here for your DVD also plugged in. Alright, the lines back here, the cable ways. You can see it's all organized here. This is the back of your hard drive. It's plugged in, these two cables. One from the power supply here, and the other one is the extra cable that plugs into the hard drive. Alright, now that everything is plugged in, we're gonna slide the covers back in place. So this here is the complete version when you put everything together. So you can see I put in some RGB lighting. It's up to you, you don't have to do it. So I put it on, you turn it on, and you're good to go. This is the inside of it here. That's the whole complete setup of the computer.